Calico goes down, see?
Cool. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Why is it called a ghost town?
Attractions. Lane House and Museum. Maggie Mine Tour. I remember that one. Did he give us a map?
Yeah, I got a map.
Oh. We just explore. We'll figure it out as we go.
That's kind of where I was at.
Yeah, like, how is those straps floating? Yeah, how do you do it? Yeah, I don't think
know.
it's by string. I don't
It's
think
neat they
by
managed to do that though,
string.
huh?
I don't think it's by that. Oh, you need to throw it by string.
Indian Trading Post.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Need an Indian bathroom post.
I still don't know which
Probably not.
decorations are.
Oh, the bathroom?
Which decorations
There's
are
one
fake.
here.
Sound
Ah,
fake.
there we go. Yep.
Sound fake.
I got Michael Jackson Thriller stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'm still having that, Danny.
What? That's a guy. What do you mean? That's a guy sitting there.
1888 Aaron steam fire engine.
That's why it's having
Sophia.
his neck that much.
Kid, stand in front of it.
Stand up there, Ethan. This is an old fire engine. Puts out fires.
Look at me, buddy. There you go. Cool. Take a picture of this sign. It was first purchased by the Los Angeles Fire Department in 1889. Wow.
There's food over there. Look, see?
Uh-huh.
It has dark diamond-shaped patterns along its back. But go ahead, take a closer look at his beautiful markings. Friend, you better hightail it out of there.
Where's the pool?
Oh yeah, is that in front of the schoolhouse?
Okay. And nickels in a haystack.
Yep. Yep. Somewhere out here they would throw them the hay out, wouldn't they? I want to know, there's the mining, the panning they should be able to do somewhere. What are you doing? Why does that say saloon on it? Why does that say saloon?
Saloon usually means like,
Is that where the saloon used to be?
When you come off the mountain?
oh wait, did the saloon literally fall off the salon?
Oh.
That would be
Okay.
terrible if the salon literally fall off that edge.
Yeah, he said some of these they didn't restore. They left them as they were.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Did you get one?
Nah, we'll probably end up back there again. The way it used to be.
Haircut. Haircut fancy.
Then what's the most? What is the most friendly spider ever? The tarantula?
I don't know, maybe.
Bass 50 cents. Bass with lynchment rub 75 cents.
Here you go. Come check it out, guys. This is what it used to be like.
Yeah, see something?
What?
These are the original things here.
Restorative nervine.
It says something there. It's like first class preparations. Something, John F. Davis.
Just been some little store over here.
John F. Davis. My last name is Davis.
Oh wow, he's one of your ancestors. You want to go stand in that coffin right there? There's a coffin for you to stand in.
Wait, there is? Oh, yeah. And these spiders and these scorpions. Why is that? No roof.
This town had a population of 3,500 people.
What's that man behind you?
No. Hey, look at the skeletons in there.
Oh wow, there's a miner in there with him too. He's in jail. That's a jail.
Hey, Danny, take a picture.
Okay.
Sophia, look. Hey, Sophia, look.
Hey Ethan, check it out. Sophia, come here real quick. There's a baby rattlesnake in that box.
What, really?
Yeah, baby rattlesnake in that box. See?
You lift me up to see?
Caution, baby rattlers.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Real life?
Yeah, there's baby rattlers in there. See it?
Oh.
Nothing.
It's baby rattles.
This is the Brown squirrels eat the cabins for homes. Too numerous, the rock cabins were removed. Tumbleweed Harris lived in this house for about 10 years in the 1970s. Character guy.
I wonder if they're rebuilding the saloon right there. That's what all that noise is.
Me and Danny what? No.
You tell her easy.
Michael and Danny.
Use your words, huh?
I saw when Michael and Danny did not go on the bridge at the same time because they'll probably break. Oh no!
Dun dun dun.
Oh god. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Two miners from Calico's heyday. We would like to welcome you aboard the Calico and Odessa Railroad.
Howdy there, folks. Y'all please stay seated as we take a ride together along the back country of Old Calico. As we go around this first curve, notice the miners' cabins built along the canyon walls. As crude as they appear, they were ideal for protecting us from the hot summers and cold winters here at Calico, and perfect for the independent types who like to fend for themselves. Of course, many miners stayed in boarding houses, mainly for modern conveniences like home cooking.
I got my nickname Hard Rock because that was exactly the kind of mining we did around here. The rock is so hard and we didn't have any water to use for mining, so we had to hack and blast away at the rock.
During the boom years, Calico's 10 square mile mining district boosted a population of nearly 2,000, with almost 1,000 actually living in the town side of Calico. After the mining ended, Calico really was a ghost town. That's to say, it was mainly abandoned, but it was restored and reconstructed by the Knott family in the 1950s. Back then, they had workers actually living here. These folks served the role of security for the town, a tradition that continues to this day.
Green bags.
Yeah,
How are they?
over here.
As
We'll
we
write
round
about
this
them later.
next curve, look to the left of the engine and notice the pile of rocks painted white with a white marker on top. This is an example of what a corner monument looked like. We use them on all four corners of our claims to alert everyone that they may be trespassing and to remind claim jumpers to stay away. Remember how the first traces of silver were discovered right on the ground in the spring of 1881, and Calico's silver rush was on. Miners came from all over, including well-known towns such as Virginia City, Bodie, and Tombstone, Arizona.
I certainly do, Hard Rock. I had silver fever too. Coming up on the right is one of the original ore cars we miners used. We would push these out of the mine and stockpile our ore until we had a trainload full. Then it was shipped to a processing mill on the narrow gauge train similar to the one you're riding on now. That particular train was called the Waterloo Mine Company Railroad, and a spur was run off of it that went right up Calico's Wall Street Canyon. The closer a railroad could be run to the mines, the better.
This large area to the left of the train was where some of the miners lived. There is still one surviving wall out there. It's outlined in white. Beyond the mountain, to the northeast, was East Calico, where among others, the big Bismarck mine was. There was a little community out there with a store and a saloon. The Stacy brothers carried mail the mile and a half between Bismarck and Calico, even training their dog Percy to do it for them.
I remember that. They strapped a saddlebag right on his back so he could carry the mail and packages.
As we pause here, take a look at the top of King Mountain, where your engineer is now pointing. Look at the last letter in Calico and run your eyes down about 300 feet and a little to the right, and you should see a mine entrance in the side of the mountain. This is a tunnel for the Silver King mine, one of the richest and largest mines in the Calico mining district. It produced about $10 million in silver in about 11 years. There were about 30 miles of tunnels on 14 different levels inside that mountain, belonging to several different mines. However, the only mine that is open daily for guests to safely go into themselves is the Maggie Mine. Just below the Silver King, there appears to be just an ordinary pile of rocks. Actually, that is remnants of the Silver King mine itself. Not long ago, that pile of rocks was assayed to contain a few million in silver. But before you jump out of the train and climb the hill to fill your pockets, I should tell you that it would take millions more just to process that silver. So that would put you in the hole. Well, back to playing the lottery.
Now, as we get moving, look out to the left. It wasn't too far from there that a man got himself shot trying to jump my mining claim. I had already warned that Mr. Tobler about trespassing on my Govanda mine, but he ignored me and showed up again. This time he got grazed by a few bullets I sent his way from my little pistol. He called the law and had me arrested before I could unload my whole gun on him. The jury did not find me guilty, as I was just protecting my property.
Well, Annie, glad no one was seriously hurt, except maybe that Mr. Tobler's pride. Now, if y'all look left, this is an ore crusher called an arista. Miners would hitch a horse or mule to that crossbar and have it walk round and round, which caused the steel ball to drag over and crush the ore before it was taken to a processing mill. Of course, by the 1880s, this method was kind of old-fashioned, but it was still a respectable way of making sure every bit of silver was scraped up.
We did work hard to get all that silver. Now have a look over to one of my favorite views from Calico. Down there is the Silver Valley, as we called it. And past that old dry lake is the sandy bed of the Mojave River. In those early years, drinking water for Calico had to be brought over from the river, which ran above ground at the time, and sold for about 5 to 20 cents a gallon. That water supply also gave birth to our neighboring town of Daggett, when the railroad was built right through there. See, just like the smaller narrow gauge locomotives, the big trains of those days ran off of steam from the water-filled boilers.
Another one of our neighboring towns was Borate. It may no longer be visible, but when the boom ended here, some miners got jobs over there as borax miners with Pacific Coast Borax Company. The Borate and Daggett Railroad was even built right up into Mule Canyon, making for a more efficient operation for the company. It became the last place in California where the famous 20 mule teams were ever used.
Now, if you all look over at Main Street, you can see the same view we did as we ventured into town for supplies and relaxation. There are actually 5 buildings on Main Street that have been standing since the 1880s, when it was a bustling place.
Calico was a real town for about 20 years. We had a post office, school, courtroom, newspapers, and a slew of stores. Not to mention quite a few saloons, I can promise you that. Luckily, we even had doctors, lawyers, and a justice of the peace.
My favorite place was the town hall, where we had dances and all kinds of entertainment.
Those were dandy, huh? Now as we get closer to the train depot, take a look down into the gully to the left of the train. These ruins are from the Chinatown, where almost 40 Chinese lived and worked at Calico during the boom years. And we did laundry for the miners and operated a couple of restaurants. Well, folks, we hope you had fun and maybe even learned a few things on our tour today. Please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop.
Be sure to grab all your gear, like purses, hats, glasses, and those little miners, too. Please come back and join us again. We'd love having you.
Yes, we do. Don't forget to mosey over to the Maggie Mine. I hear there's a great tour over there, too.
Yeah.
Look at the rainbow of colors sprinkled over the samples in our showcase. The red and green specks are aurolite. Each red spot represents calcite, and the green color there reveals the presence of zinc. Those blue samples are scheelite, which tells the miner he has tungsten ore in that rock. You'll also see a sample of silver ore that brought prospectors to Calico in the first place. Also that necessary mineral for the atomic age, uranium. The tunnel or drift you're standing in was dug in 1880 by 2 brothers expecting to find silver. After drifting more than 500 feet into the mountain without finding any sign of color or silver ore, they quit the claim. Later on, a 10-year-old schoolboy found a chunk of ore on top of the hill above us, and a fresh claim was staked out. Digging where the silver specimen had been found, $65,000 in rich ore was located. Since the pocket was only 3 feet from the wall of this drift, a hole was broken through the side of the tunnel, and ore was hauled right through the entrance. Now, if you keep to the right as you go down this tunnel, this will take you to Dead Man's Drift, or you'll see more of the Maggie Mine diggings, but no claim jumping now.
Yeah, that's later on when they actually got it done manual or automatic.
That's
That'd
one
be
of
much
the more
later though.
futuristic things.
Hydraulic drill.
Yeah.
Look, that is a hole. Wait, so we have to go all the way over there until we reach the dead end,
Yeah,
then
over
go
there.
back, then go
Yeah.
over there.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to explore it over there. Watch it.
So a system of bell signals was used to communicate between the levels since some of the chutes were almost 100 feet long. The man high above would only send more down when they heard the right bell signal, since he would then know it was safe. So they
3
probably have a
bells.
rope with a bell.
But what about the 4 rings? What about the 4? Look, it says something about
Why would they send it down here, though?
I don't know.
on 4 bells. This is Dead Man's Drift.
Dead Man's Drift.
You can see early miners hard at work seeking that elusive silver vein. This part of the Maggie Mine was given the name Dead Man's Drift because no mine timbers were used to support the roof and walls. This drift was cut from solid rock, and more than 100 years of use, it's nearly identical to the way it looked when it was first blasted out of the mountain. Notice the unusual wooden pipes in the background. They carry water to various parts of the mine and throughout the town. Wooden pipes were all that could be used because of the high mineral content in the water. Metal pipes would decay much too quickly if used in a mining town like Calico. But when you're through enjoying this part of the Maggie Mine, just retrace your steps to the main drift and then turn right around the corner. Continue down the tunnel to our famous glory hole. Watch your head and be sure to keep an eye out for silver nuggets along the way.
Daddy, look, there's a collapse thing over there. Yeah, well, that makes ways. It looks like the tunnel collapse.
So that was more dangerous to work in than a tunnel. That's why they call it Dead Man's Drift. That was more likely to collapse.
Oh. Yeah. It could literally collapse right now.
Yeah, it could.
Because they might have because they might have thought they saw the glitter somewhere. Yeah, look, is it iron nuggets anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
He lost his eye.
$65,000 glory hole. Woo-hoo.
No,
Wow.
he No, he just woke up. He just woke up. So he opened that. No, he opened that eye first. Wait, Sophia, look, see? Glory hole. It says about that.
Oh, people are trying to wring his hand with money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Don't change in.
I wonder if that's the same guys that were there when I was little. Sure looks,
I bet it is.
matches my memory. Didn't they change their clothes every once in a while? One of the only birds you'll see here in Calico. Hawaii and New Zealand. You want a picture? That's a good one for you guys. Oh, she's in chains.
She's holding the ruler.
Oh, the ruler. Okay. It's like, that was weird.
And I'm a classmate, right, Danny?
All right, you got to put your head up there. Sophia, can you reach? You can't quite reach. Yeah, Ethan's the classmate. She's yeah, nobody ever got high. Nobody ever got up there anywhere. So there was no risk. People pay money to look silly. That's about it.
Oh, it probably used to be open.
As it looked in 1885.
Wow, they have a picture of it?
On the original location, it was completed. Why did they get rid of the other school?
Maybe it didn't, the upkeep, they didn't keep up with it and it rotted away.
Is that the outhouse?
Yeah, maybe.
Sophia, race you up the hill.
That's me too. I'm coming in.
That's it.
Come on.
Alright guys, welcome to the Mystery Shack. My name is Allie, I'm going to be your tour guide. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns throughout the tour, please let me know. I will answer your questions. If I don't know the answer, I will make something up.
What was it? Oh gosh, I feel like I'm falling.
Over here, this way.
Alrighty guys.
This way.
I feel like I'm
Okay, listen.
Alrighty, so welcome to the Mystery Shack. This house was built by a man named Harry Dover in the 1800s. Harry was a miner at the Silver King mine. One day when Mr. Dover was working, he decided to light a candle so he can see better. But quickly realized he did not light a candle. He lit a stick of dynamite. And when he tried to run, he wasn't fast enough and he blew off his left leg. So when Harry came home, he built himself a peg leg. Now the issue with this peg leg was it was a lot shorter than his other leg, so he stood at a tilt. So he decided to build his home on a tilt so he could stand up like a normal person, and normal people stand rear to him. Well, when his boss found out that he built this home, he said, Harry, if you can build a whole house, you can come back to work. Harry said, no, I don't want to come back to work. If, I'll make a bet with you, if I can get water to run uphill instead of downhill, I don't have to come back to work. His boss said, that's impossible. Fine. Deal. If you can get water to run uphill, you do not have to come back to work. Harry never worked another day in his life.
You can go on down further. Go on down further.
Alrighty, guys.
Is it easier to walk up it than down it? Whoa.
Up it. Wait, can I try?
Yeah, you try. Watch, Ethan. Watch her go. Isn't it weird? Whoa.
Easier to go up it, Sophia? Yeah. Is it easier to go up it or down it? Is it easier to go up it?
Did it?
It
Let me try.
feels like you go
got you. That thing was crazy.
Wait, so which one? Hopefully it doesn't.
None of this makes any sense in my mind. You know?
Which one do you think
It
is
just goes
faster?
like-
Yeah, which one do you think is faster?
My brother and I used to come here when we were their age. That was the last time we were here, was when we were their age.
Sophia,
I remember this place.
Sophia,
Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and see if you're right.
What?
He would bet on this hole every single time.
There, you got it.
Alrighty. So that is her magic room. She would sweep, she would leave it there. When she'd come back, it'd still be in the same place. It never went anywhere. She no longer lost it anymore. Well, that was one of her favorite things to do. But another thing that she would like to do was sit in her chair. Because she was probably one of the only people to be able to get out of it. You're trying to get out of it? Go ahead.
Good.
Well, you did last. I did last one.
Yeah, I'm good embarrassing myself. I know.
We got this.
There is a way for you to be able to get out of it.
Yeah. Can I film?
Yeah, of course. I was able to get up.
Oh.
Here's your son.
That's why they call her Eileen.
Eileen.
Eileen out of the chair.
I got it. I got it. That's a good one.
Ice cream over there. That's just ice cream.
Okay, you ready?
Hold on. Let me make sure. No one loses a knife. Okay. Ready? 2 hands this way, okay? Want to get super, super tight. Really use 2 hands, okay?
Ma'am, wow.
Go ahead, you're fine. Let me open it this way, okay? Be careful.
Cool. Perfect.
Wow, that's a nice break. Oh, I was doing something.
Here we go.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Oh, it's gonna be a tough one.
Bam! Oh, nah, that's why it's missing arms.
Daddy, what? Let me go over right now, okay?
Well,
Cool.
like, so it's spelled.
See, it's a little lighter.
What color? Gray?
Oh, this one broke into pieces. So look at this now. Right there. I gotta give you a whole little baggie though. Hold on. Put your hands out like this.
White.
See, look at there's this piece.
Oh.
And then there's that big piece. Okay, let me give you a little bag, okay?
Different pieces. Why? Because I got over here the picture. Well, I guess because I'll do
Are we going anywhere else today, Mike?
Daddy?
I thought we'd swing by the air park. I don't think we can get in now, though.
Really?
What
time is it?
Drive past my work.
What time do they close?
I ain't got a clue.
You talked about
having really weird hours since the pandemic.
you talked about driving in Whitney, but it's too late for that probably. That's a couple hours just to get there.
We went an hour and a half the wrong direction.
Why don't they have names? Why don't a lot of them have names?
Because all they had was wood. All they made, so the headstones are made out of wood, and the wood rotted away. Margaret Kincaid Oliver, that's the teacher, right?
Yeah. Beloved wife of Sheriff Joseph George. Very next to
Lonesome George, huh?